So, aloha everyone. Welcome to our self-care and service practice in the love, peace, and harmony field. My name is Laurie, and I am one of the co-owners with Satori Family Wellness Center. And very honored to be with you as a love, peace, harmony uh, coordinator, where we can share the beautiful Tao calligraphy or the beautiful field of love, peace, and harmony. And as my background is in psychology and counseling, I like to integrate just some points that can help us further in our self-care journey. So although I am not, acting in the capacity of my profession as a psychologist, uh, and we welcome you to, seek your own healthcare professionals. But hopefully this can support and supplement some of the work that you're already doing. So welcome. Thank you for joining, Amy and Claire. And let me make sure that I am recording. Okay, so I should be recording. So today, what I thought that we will be doing is do our usual check-in for those of you who've been watching for a bit. And then we will be continuing our process of self-awareness, right? And how we can use our awareness to further our self-care. And what we've been working on is identifying and transforming negative thoughts. And we'll do a meditation in the love, peace, harmony field to kind of assist us with this, and then talk about our next steps. So let's do a quick check-in and think about today or this week how your thoughts have been, your emotions, your bodily symptoms or sensations, and your actions and behaviors. So these are some of the monitoring gauges I like to use to let me know where I am. And if they are leaning any side towards that, more challenging negative side, I know that I need some work. And it could be one or a few of these categories. Like I might be in a great mood, but I can feel my body in pain, a bit of discomfort. So needing some care there, right? So this is a wonderful way that you can just check in. And again, when we are monitoring ourselves or are checking in, we really want to do it from a place of kindness and compassion and not from judgment. We want to really be like, oh, wow, I'm feeling this today. Okay, what do I need, right? Rather than, oh my goodness, why am I feeling this way? Oh no, why is my body acting up? We do not want to put more negatives onto our awareness. It's just like we're looking at ourselves through the lens of kindness, compassion, tender loving care, so to speak. Okay. And more of an objective response. Okay, so as you get your number for today or what it is that you are feeling, you might notice what it is that you might want to work on today as we go into our meditation. For those of you who have been working on certain areas, you can continue that work and what some of your goals and intentions were that we did from the start of the year. And also in thinking about our topic of our thoughts. Okay, so one of the things that we've talked about it before is that one of the keys of self-care is really changing the way we look at things and see things. And last week we went over these 3 types of negative thoughts and self-talk. If you want more information, you can go back to last week's session. But just a review, it was like all or nothing thinking, overgeneralizations, and a mental filter. Okay. And these are just to kind of give you an awareness of some of the ways we might do this. Most of us may have some form of negative thought or thinking, And again, we don't have to judge ourselves. We just need to be aware of some of our patterns. Okay? The ones that we'll review today are number 4, it's discounting the positive. So sometimes we might feel inadequate or underappreciated because we ignore our positive experiences. And some of the neuropsych literature talk about this, where because of the survival, we tend to filter the positive and hang on to that negative experience. So for example, you know, you did a good job. Okay, this is the example. I'll read it. I was going to think of my own. We got some good feedback, but we told ourselves, oh, that wasn't enough, right? Or we only, I guess this is magnification, minimization. We kind of only see like we got one critical response and we only hyper focus on that. Okay, so we discount some of the good feedback. Okay, 5 is jumping to conclusions. So as I am reading this, you can just kind of listen, or you can take in and try to have an open mind and open heart. Some you may not recognize, but some you might feel like, oh, okay, this is something that my body is responding to. This is something I might want to think about. Okay, do I do this? And how has it helped me or hurt me? So jumping to conclusion. So how often have we jumped to a conclusion based on a feeling or thought without any evidence to support it? So there's a couple of examples. They talk about like the mind reading. Like someone calls you and they say, oh my goodness, I think they're mad at me for something. You don't exactly know what it is that they're calling you for, but they think that they're upset. Okay. And so we might often interpret an action or response or conclude that you're not like or someone is upset at you. Okay. The fortune telling example is that, okay, I have a project to do, like, oh, I already know it's going to be so hard. We're going to have all these challenges. So we're going to, we think we already know what's going to happen. We're going to struggle with something before it's even started. Okay. So notice some of that type of messages. Sometimes it's easier to hear it in other people around us. Okay, so if you see it, hear it in other people, then you can kind of get a sense of, that's what's happening. Okay, it's not that you have to change them or tell them anything, but you can actually know for yourself, like, I'm being alerted to that. I can check in if I'm doing it for myself. And number 6, magnification or minimization. So sometimes we can feel like we have this special magnifying glass that can magnify an issue, making it bigger than it really is. Okay. Or we minimize the situation and our positive qualities, right? So that one kind of ties in into number 4. But so but the example that they have here is, we agreed to pick up milk. You agreed to pick up milk on the way home, but with a lot of things on your mind, you forget. Okay, you forgot. And in your mind, you become the most forgetful, unreliable, disorganized person there is. Okay, so it's like, this happens to me actually, once in a while. And so I'm told to do it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I did it. Oh my goodness, what, right? And then we can give ourselves these labels, okay? So we don't have to, we can look at ourselves with compassion and kindness, right? And then just rectify. It's not a big deal. We can just go back. Emotional reasoning, number 7. So this cognitive distortion allows you to believe that whatever you're feeling, it must be so. And this is quite common. I see it a lot, in the work that I do. So for example, it's like you're anxious about driving. So you've concluded that driving is unsafe. It's kind of like we're believing our feelings and we feel that it's accurate. And so usually I like to tell people, when we're in this state of emotionality, like, calm down before you make any decisions, because they believe the state that they're in, and sometimes they make some decisions that are emotionally based and not necessarily what is the best for them, you know? So these are a few that we're just going to cover today. We have a few more for next week, but just kind of notice in yourself from what you've listened to today, and just check into your body. Does your body respond to any of these that might indicate, because our bodies are, can be a bit more accurate, I would say, of what messages we have going on than sometimes our mind might have. So discounting the positive, okay? How do you feel when you're thinking about that one? Jumping to conclusion, whether it's mind reading or fortune telling, just check into your body, see which ones your body responds to. That might indicate that this is something that we might do once in a while. Magnification or minimization, making it bigger, an issue bigger than it is, or minimizing the positive things that's going on and you only see the negative. And emotional reasoning, okay, feeling anxious, so or worried and like, oh my goodness, and there's something dot 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 that can also tie into the emotional reasoning and then jumping to conclusions. So they kind of intermingle and you can go back and forth. It's just maybe not clearly one thing. And basically, why we're creating this list is just to let you know that there's a lot of different types, but you don't have to know the exact label of it. Like, I don't have to know, oh, I'm jumping to conclusions or I'm doing this fortune telling. It's basically just under the category of negative thoughts and self talk. As long as we are aware, we can turn it, right? So unless you like to learn about these, great. But I find it's just easier to make it more simple. But this can kind of highlight some of the things that we might do. Because many times we might feel we're really positive and that we really are aware and keep our mind on things. And that's what I used to tell myself and think like, oh, I'm working really hard to keep things positive. And a lot of times we may have someone in our lives that remind us that, hey, we have more work to do. For me, it's my wonderful daughter who lets me know and humbles me all the time, like, oh, okay, I have a lot more work to do. So she will bring up the things that I miss sometimes. So sometimes it's really great to have those people in your life, and they might not feel good in the moment, and they might say it in a tone that may not feel good. But if you really think of it as a positive, we can really grow and improve. Okay, so next week we will go through a bit more these. So, but for today's exercise, we're just gonna continue taking in the 4 pillars of well-being with the awareness, connection, insight, and purpose. And connection here, we're going to connect with the field, but you can connect with other people, support systems, okay? So let's do our meditation. And I'm going to, so just be aware of what pattern that you may have found for yourself. And if you don't feel like it was in any of the 4 we covered today, it could be anything that you're working on that you are trying to transform. It could be one from last week that you found that you do. So just think about one area, one pattern, and notice how, where you're holding it in your body, or notice how your body responds. Okay. And again, no judgment, just looking at ourselves with kindness and compassion. Because when we have these negative thoughts, we are suffering, right? To a point, we might feel more anxious, more worried, more depressed. We may look poorly on ourselves, right? Be hard on ourselves. So this is to be treated with kindness and compassion rather than judgment. Okay. So just notice where in our bodies we might be holding it. And you can notice the color, the shape, or size of that. Like as I'm mentioning it, the parts that react for me and maybe my chest area, my heart, and sometimes my head. Okay, so I'm going to you can notice the color, shape, size, or feel as we're just aware of how these thoughts impact us. So maybe we're going through something like that, like we feel like we needed to do better, like I didn't do what I hoped to, the past week, my goals, and I don't feel good about it. And where do I hold it? What kind of messages am I telling myself? What is my self-talk? Do I go into any of those cognitive distortions? Or am I able to, transform it to something more helpful and positive that brings positive frequencies and vibrations and information? Okay. So after you kind of notice, have that sense, feel the love, peace, and harmony field. So this is a field that we are connecting with that has these positive messages of love, peace, and harmony. And is also representative in these calligraphies that we see that is created by our teacher, Dr. Master Jigong Sha, who is a very, wonderful being, a great servant, credentialed in many areas. And so he has created this field for us. And just imagine that it's above you, around you, and it's just radiating this message of love. Peace and harmony is coming to soothe, calm, transform the negative messages that we are holding that do not serve us and serve our self-care journey. And also, this is self-care and service practice, right? So if you have people that you think of, like that, like family members, friends, colleagues that have challenges, with these negative thoughts, them in. You can send them this playlist or video, or also just at the soul level, we call it, like invite them in to join us. So I can invite the, people that have let me know that they are, struggling a bit. So I'm just inviting them in. And with my mind power, my creative visualization, kind of noticing if they are willing to come or not. And I got one very open and the other one as well. And so I'm just going to imagine that they're sitting with me in the field, and then this love and light is coming to them, and they're bringing this positive messages that can help them shift from a more negative information space to a positive information frequency and vibration. So I'm just imagine this light is coming through us 360 degrees above and below. And as we're just meditating, I'm going to give us a few minutes to meditate in the field with some music. And you can also connect with the field by tracing the calligraphies. I might go over one time with my arrow to trace, so you could follow along if you wanted, or you can just sit to meditate or just look at the calligraphies and imagine as you're looking at it, this field is radiating this beautiful, positive love, peace, and harmony through our eyes, through the pores of our skin. As we inhale through our nose, bring it to our lower abdomen. And as we're doing these exercises, we might have some insights about how that naturally occur, about how we can view a situation differently. So we don't have to force ourselves, like we're thinking negative and we're going to force ourselves to try to do a positive. This technique, we're just going to be kind and compassionate, bring this positive information of love, peace, and harmony, and have it naturally shift. And you might find some insights of how you can perceive it differently. We perceive it so it sits better with your being. Like, it's okay, I can try again. Right? It can kind of naturally come, and that makes it much more believable than forcing a positive thought that you really can't get behind right now. So let the field just help you, clear you, And as we allow these positive messages and this light, love, peace, and harmony, it can help you also connect more to your self-care and your service purpose or goals, right? Like we want to feel happy and healthy so we can do the work that we do. Or, yes, I told myself I'm going to prioritize self-care, to have a self-care lifestyle, some of the goals from the past. So think about some of the purpose and goals that we maybe covered in some of our other sessions. If you haven't seen those, and just think about it right now. Sometimes that can help make this meditation more meaningful, and we can enhance that positive message to motivate and inspire us. So I'm going to start playing some music. So I apologize, it's going to be blocking the screen for a little bit. But you can just close your eyes for a moment, check in with your body. Inhale love, peace, and harmony. Bring it to your lower abdomen. Exhale, let that light expand through your body, especially in areas that you're feeling that congestion or some negative information there. So continue to feel your body breathing in that light. Bring it to that area and just feel this positive, loving messages of love, peace, and harmony. We have several of us here on the line. We're all serving each other as well as the loved ones that we've called in. And imagine that you're just bringing and we're just bathing in this beautiful, supportive environment filled with love, peace, and harmony. And it's just melting away, going deeper into the areas that we're holding any negative information or tension, discomfort, or pain. Breathe in nice and natural, exhale. And go deeper into that area. Just noticing what's coming up for you, any thoughts, any aha moments or insights. So continue to be with the field. We're going to breathe in this message of love, peace, and harmony. Inhale to our lower abdomen. Exhale. Let that light expand throughout our bodies, bringing love,
Ayaw talaga, no? May ano na yan,
love, peace, and harmony. Inhale it to our lower abdomen. Feel and condense this message of love, peace, and harmony. Exhale, let your body relax even more, expanding that light of love, peace, and harmony throughout our whole body. You can just say thank you, thank you, thank you to those that you've called in to join you, on the soul level. You can just have them thank you for joining. You can please respectfully return. This can include the ones that we've invited in, family, friends, colleagues that could use some support. But before you send them, check in to see how they are feeling. The ones that I've called in my mind, I feel that they're like so much more light in this, like they're happier, their souls are happier. And just kind of reflect about your insights as to, what you've learned, if there's anything that you've picked up. For example, when I was doing the practice and going deeper, I noticed I hold messages of shoulds. Oh, I should have done that. And I also have held certain messages that it could be like, oh, what's wrong with me? Oh, why did I do that? Or, just, it may not seem as negative maybe, but it's kind of getting on ourselves like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Or like, oh no, right? So just those kind of, it was highlighting. It might not be as negative as I would maybe present in the examples, but it's still not positive. It's still kind of getting hard on myself. So I was alerted to that. So I'm really grateful for that awareness and insight. So I can be a bit more mindful of my immediate response after something might happen, especially, if I feel responsible. So again, and just kind of note that whatever, if you had some insights, great. You can work with it this week, kind of bring more love and light to transform it. We have a lot of fields that you can do to support you. Some of the next steps, we can join my mother's Love, Peace, Harmony sessions and wellness sessions, as well as our free Thursday evening. I'll be doing it this Thursday. We'll probably do a similar continuation with these type of topics, but we will be using the Tao Calligraphy field, which is like another level to really help with the healing and transformation. So we can definitely bring in some of these areas that you've noticed to be transformed there. If you need and you find yourself needing a bit more support, that you're feeling a lot of negative information or blockages, emotions come up, or you just don't know where to start, especially if you're new, we are, very honored to support you, and you can sign up to be on our wait list to have a complimentary session to get started. You can contact us for more information. And of course, if you're needing more guidance, please seek your healthcare providers. Okay? And with our service journey, please invite, especially if you feel there's others who could benefit from this information, even if they cannot join us live. We have the playlist and recordings. It's on our Facebook page, Satori Family Wellness Center, as well as our YouTube channel. And you can send their playlists to them. And you can also if you really like these and you find these helpful, we appreciate any support. We are honored to be with the Love, Peace, Harmony Foundation, which funds these sessions or provides the fields. And so if you feel moved to do so, you can use these QR code that will lead you to a donation link. But these QR codes actually in the website above here lead to the free instrumental that you've been listening to in the meditation. So that is another gift that you can use, and you can also share with others. So spread this positive frequency vibration of music. And we would greatly appreciate your feedback so we can better serve you, meet your needs. So here, if you fill in, just copy and paste this link, you can, we can send it to you. You can be on our mailing list too. It's on our usual sheet that you can give us feedback. And those who fill out these forms also gets entered into our monthly lucky draw for our complimentary service. So let me see. Okay, great. Oh, thank you, Mercedes. She says, thank you, Laurie, for your love and service. Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you for joining. We're so happy to have all of you here for your self-care journey, which is so important because, as you know, self-care is service, and to increase your self-care is to increase the quality of our service. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You can always go back to rewatch any of these sessions. And thank you those, if anyone on Facebook that have joined us. So I want to say goodbye to everyone. So I'll stop the recording.